All right. We got some of you live coming in. Welcome into the room. We are extremely happy you're here. Happy new moon. All right. So Tashi, we're waiting on a few more to come into the room. I know I had said 9 o'clock, so we're going to give it maybe about 5 minutes till 9:01, and we will start promptly because I have rituals to do. But I just wanted to really touch bases on a few things. You might want to pull up something to explain the solar plexus.
Dang, that shark is killing me.
Yes, are you doing rituals tonight, Tashi? You got your phone so you can get the comments when they come in.
What are you doing? Are you going to get it? No, I'm not. I'm just gonna stare at it. That ain't B-Bug for you. You got a bad in the head.
Shh, y'all gotta keep it down.
You got a bad in the head.
Okay, so we have about 4 more minutes. And we're gonna go in.
Tashi, said happy new moon to you as well. Not that I know of just yet.
Okay. The heck is that? Oh, bug. Get your tail on now.
Hello?
How many yoni steams do we have to make up?
Yeah.
None right now. Just not really.
Tashi, you're the winner tonight of our prize. We're giving out a complimentary yoni steam, do it yourself. We'll be mailing you your yoni steam tonight. Well, no, I'm sorry, not tonight. We'll be preparing it, but we'll mail it off to you either tomorrow or Tuesday. But you were the first person in the room, and we're excited about that. We have 2 more minutes, and we will start.
Okay, let's see. She said, yay, thanks.
You're so welcome. Your life will never be the same. Consciousness is about to start. I know you're already conscious, but we all need healing.
Miss Crystal
Yes.
said, hello, goddess.
Greetings, goddess. How are you? And you came through the door at the 9 o'clock hour as well. How wonderful and how beautiful that is. Okay, we're gonna give it 30 more seconds, and I'm gonna get started because I have rituals to do for the new moon, and we want to make sure that we give our clients all that we can. Whew. It's been some long nights, y'all. Some busy days and long nights, and we worked this weekend. Both days. Was it Saturday? And did we work yesterday?
Mhm. Yeah, 'cause you did the business and the.
No,
No, that was Friday. Saturday, but we did work Saturday too.
Yeah. Well, we work 7 days a week. We do rituals every day of the week. But normally we have our like spare time in the day to do things for ourselves. But anyway, so we got 3 people in the room. We're gonna go ahead and get started. This will be recorded for those that could not make it. We do understand that, you know, people have lives, and that's why I try to give you guys a heads up on when I'm going live. And I'll always record them so that you can go back and listen. But first of all, I'd like to do our invocation, and this is where we'll be inviting the spiritual host into our setting, okay? And so we're gonna open the circle 3 times about, and we're gonna remove any negativity. Open the circle 3 times about, we'll remove any negativity. Open the circle 3 times about, remove any negativity. We ask that our ancestors, known and unknown, from the north, south, east and west, to come and be a part of our new moon rituals tonight, and also our chat. And we ask for ascended masters, master teachers, archangels, spirit guides, spirit animals, all elements of life from the north, south, east, west. We also ask for the cosmic elders, our brothers and sisters that are in the cosmic dimensions. Also, I want to thank, what else am I forgetting? I said ascended masters, and I think, yeah, I think that I've already named all the hosts. Don't want to leave any of them out. Siobhan's in the room now. And so we just want to get started, and I want to really talk to you guys about the wheels of creativity, because I know some of you are faithfully saying your affirmations every morning, and some of you are doing your spiritual baths. And I want some of you guys to chime in, and if these things are changing your life, I think that that is really awesome. I think that you're on the right vibration. You're still vibrating. But I want to help you out just a little bit more in understanding the subconscious. There's
Hey,
Tracy, hey, in the room. We're glad to have you as well. So I just want to help as many of you out as I possibly can as far as manifesting and changing your vibrations, okay? So as we talked about in another video, the subconscious, and
Hey, Miss
Natasha,
Tasha.
yes, hello guys. The subconscious is the divine feminine, okay? Now our conscious mind, which is more of our logic, is the divine masculine. You can't have one without the other. You just can't live like that, okay? So we're basically talking about the subconscious mind today. But all of us, I think we're all on the same page that the subconscious is awakened. It's awakened. And it was before we were called into this realm. Okay? Our consciousness was awakened. And I think you know the scripture in the Bible where it says, I knew you before you were in your mother's womb. Yes, your subconscious knew you before you were in your mother's womb. And that's a very beautiful statement. Sometimes we try to make it seem like that there's a God on the outside. Now, I want to also back it up, and I want to establish that God is not a person. As we would like to always believe that it's someone in the sky sitting in a big white chair with some white hair or hair like cotton, you know, about to come down and take us away. That's not real. This is an energy. That force, that creative force that's running through me, you, that's what declares us to be gods. This energy, to call it a god, to give it any name, would be really insulting it. I'll just go ahead and say that. Because there's no name that you can put on this energy. It's just that power. powerful. Some may call it source, some may say universe, some may say creator, whatever you decide to call it. Even if you want to say Buddha, you want to say Jesus, we're not going to bash you, because I think that everybody's process needs to be protected. Because there was one time that I reached out and I gave it a name as well, and it was a person to me, and that's what I held near and dear to my heart. But what I did not do was stay there. I've always been a seeker, but not so much on the outside. I would always go in my prayer closet at that time, is what I called it, and I would pray and seek information. But I was smart enough to want to hear what this energy had to say to me, or what God had to say to me, and He surely spoke. He dealt with me on the level I was on. So if you're in between church and the awakening process, I'm just going to tell you, this energy deals with you right where you are. Okay? And that's why we have to be very protective of others who are not awakening, because if we're not careful, we can hurt them, bash them, and can be really a part of the reason why they don't. So just be very mindful about that. I just saw 1144. So those are some very special numbers we can look at tonight. Okay? And so when we talk about the subconscious, we talked about the subconscious is always awake. So that means that this energy does not sleep in you. Okay? This energy does not take naps. It's always well aware of what's going on. And that's very powerful. So one of the things I wanted to talk about, the first topic, is the subconscious mind speaks to you in dreams. So when you dream, you're like, oh God, in this dream, I was somewhere. It was like I knew who you were, or I knew where I was, but it didn't look like where I live now. I dreamt that I was in my house, but it didn't look like my house. So you got to remember, your subconscious is very, very old. This could be past lives. The divine feminine that's channeling into your present moment. The subconscious doesn't deal in the future. The subconscious doesn't deal in the past. And when I say doesn't deal, like if you're saying your affirmations, you're saying your affirmations now. Today I am happy. Ask for today, because that's all you have is today. Tomorrow is an illusion, because tomorrow's not promised to us. And when you finally get there, it's the present moments that you're enjoying. Next thing you know, you're in the future. I hope I'm saying this where you can understand it. So the future is an illusion. Saying, oh, tomorrow I'm going to start cherishing life. But tomorrow may not even come. And you've missed your present. But when you finally get there, it's your present. So it's always the present moment. So that's how the subconscious deals in the present moment. So your dreams that you're having, your subconscious is pulling database from your past lives. The subconscious is pulling information in from your past life. Then think about this and all the other stuff that you've heard all day long. You know, it's an eavesdropper, and it records your thoughts, and it also records the answers. Because all thinking is a series of questions and answers. Did some of you think, can you put that over here? You got it on the fan.
Oh.
Some of you are not aware of this, but all thinking is just your subconscious giving you questions and answers. Trying to give you information, trying to make things happen for you. The divine feminine, okay? So when you're dreaming at night, you're getting a little bit of who you are, who you were, and still is, but what happened in your past life and what's going on with you now. So that's why it's very important to understand the subconscious before you're trying to manifest and begin to try to master it so that you could use it for more than just questions and answers. At least you'll be putting the right information out there for it. Okay? So the next topic is the subconscious mind controls 95% of your life. And I think in the Bible it says, as a man thinketh, so is he. That's 95% because there's, and let's back it up. Remember, some of you took my class. So the divine feminine is 95% dark matter. Remember we talked about that. So that 95% of your life is the divine feminine. She controls 95% of your life. That's very powerful. People don't even understand it. Okay? So all the thoughts. So if you say, oh, I'm never going to come up out of this rut, or life is just hard, and when is it going to happen? These are things that the subconscious does not recognize. It's just more clutter in your mind. But to get what the subconscious want to do, it wants you to ask it a question so it can answer you. It can find a way to make that happen for you. And I think I've shared with some of you who've had maybe a 10-minute consultation, and some of you guys I talk more with than others, but it's something that I always tell you guys. There's one, and you can write this down if you got time to grab a piece of paper and a pen. One of the things that you can start at questions you can start asking the subconscious, and this will cause the subconscious to work in your favor.
Leticia, she said, hello, Goddess.
Hey, Goddess, how are you? Leticia. So you want to start saying, I wonder what it feels like to live life in abundance in every area of my life, bringing harm to none. So when you say that, because what goes out of your mouth goes into your ears, okay? Because your senses are all intact. And when you say that, you hear it, your subconscious records that in its database, and it starts sending signals to the brain to figure out, now how can I make her live life in abundance, bringing harm to none in every area of her life. And then that's recorded in your brain. Then it goes down into your cellular makeup. And then the next thing you know, you're attracting things to help you be abundant or bring abundance in your life, every area of your life, bringing harm to any. So, well, somebody might ask, I got to go out to work every day. I just can't sit at home and just be like, I wonder what it feels like to live life in abundance. Yeah, okay. But you have time, just like you sit at your desk working, and the first thing your mind want to tell you, oh, you know Georgia Power is due today. Or what are we going to eat when I get home? See, that's the trick that your mind play on you, because what your mind is built to do is to protect you. And if it's not controlled through meditation and self-mastery, then it's doing its job. So when it says that, you say, no, I'm in the present moment, but I wonder what it feels like to live life in abundance in every area of my life, bringing harm to none. So you got to start changing the thought process. Changing the thought process. Okay? Now, the subconscious mind, again, controls that 95% of your life. So if you're not a person that's doing affirmations and being very positive, not just the affirmations. I talked to a couple of you just a day ago, and I talked about it. And I said, well, now we become so, it becomes habit that you get up and say, I love myself. I love life. I am wealthy. I am healthy. I am, and it's just words coming out of your mouth. You're not as involved as you should be. Why? Because it's important that you get your physics involved. And when I talk about your physics, I'm talking about your chemistry, your body makeup. So now you're going to get your posture together. You're going to sit up or you're going to stand straight up and you're going to look in the mirror with your chin held high. So that automatically changes how you speak now. So you're not going to say, I wonder what it feels like. You're not going to talk down. You're not going to be like, I wonder what it feels like to live life in abundance. You're going to say, I am healthy. I am wealthy. I am enough. And you're going to put this good energy out in the atmosphere, and your shoulders are going to be pulled back. Your head is going to be up. And you're going to get involved. You're going to get your taste, smell, vision, your hearing, and your sight involved. You got to get all these things involved. Because if not, what happens is that it's just mere words. Yes, you will begin to manifest, but it will take so long. It really just depends, because some people are saying it and they're like, well, gee, ain't nothing happening. But you're stale. You're being stale with it. You're cheating yourself. Because what you're doing, you're convincing, you're saying your affirmations, but you're also giving your subconscious some work to do. So you're saying, I am beautiful. I am lovely. Yeah, that fact may be true, but that's all your subconscious is recording. I am beautiful. I am healthy. I am wealthy. That's what it's recording. But you want to get some things in motion. So it's there. It exists. You are healthy. You are wealthy. But you need to make some progress from where you are to your health and your wealth. And what's going to get that into motion is asking your subconscious the question. And when your subconscious hear it, it begins to make some steps to get you where you got to go. Does that make sense? So I begin to say, I wonder what it feels like to live life in abundance in every area of my life, bringing harm to none. We start saying that over a month ago. And guess what? I can tell you now, it's not just me because at one time, it was an imbalance in my life. And how do I know? Because I'm here doing rituals, studying, applying myself, meditating, but my physical body, which was down here, because I don't like to exercise. I never have in my life, and I ain't gonna fake it. But when I begin to speak, I wonder what it feels like to live life, life in abundance in every area of my life, bringing harm to none. So that included my health. And I just began to say, I gotta get up. I gotta go exercise. It was just like I got to. And I had some people around me that began to encourage me. My husband, my daughter go with me, and then my son, and even my two little boys. So everybody just start connecting the dots universally, because we all were saying it. And now we're in the gym every day working out. Started out 30 minutes a day, but now it's turning into the point where it's like, I gotta do this. I gotta do it. And now I feel my life being balanced. Because it's one thing to say, I wonder what it feels like to live life in abundance in every area of my life. But, all you want to do is receive the money and the good stuff. But see, all of that, to be totally honest with you, is just the icing on the cake. Because the true wisdom and knowledge and understanding, the real wealth is your spirit. Okay, is there any questions? Does anybody want to?
Yes. Kenna said, attaching yourself emotionally, and you gotta feel it. And then Taishi said, yes.
Yes. So it's your emotion. See, a thought comes. So it was like, I use this in my class. Okay, so say you're in a grocery store and someone rushes in and almost knock you over. You have two things that you could do. You could either turn the light switch on or you could turn it off. Because, immediately something comes to your mind like, what in the world is wrong with them? Or why did they do that? So you can either think like, maybe they didn't mean to. Or let me cuss him out. It could go either way. You're in control. So the emotions will come after you process that thought. So if you say, well, maybe they didn't mean to do it, it's okay. You're good. Or you could say, you know what? Let's square up. Now you're angry. You're putting this kind of energy out there. You see where I'm going with it? I'm sorry, guys. I was looking at a message. We had one of our clients and a dear sister whose grandson went missing, and she just asked us to send some light her way, and he called just then. So that's a beautiful thing. So you got to get involved. Remember, the universe is conscious. It's awakened. I tell people all the time, be careful, because it says yes to everything, whatever you're giving it. If you're crying and you're sad, it's going to say yes, give her more sadness, more tears, If you're happy and you're like, I love life, your day is just going to be beautiful. And even if something comes, it's almost like you were braced for it. And you'll always find a better way to look at it. It's not just a one-sided thing. You will find a better way to view it. Okay? So there are things that we're all seeing with our natural eyes, but we all view life differently. If I were to ask everybody that's in the platform, on this platform tonight with us, how do you view life? And I'm asking you guys, and I want you to answer me back. How do you view life? And I guarantee you that everybody will pretty much have the same, something different. So just go ahead and type in how do you view life? And I'll tell you how I view it after you're done. Because I don't want to be, I don't want to, cause anybody to see whatever, because your eyes are your eyes, and the way you see life is the way you see it. Chime in. How do you view life? You'll get them some pizza today. Y'all boys, go get your pizza.
All right.
Can we get some of you guys to tell us? Okay, we got one. Thank you, Latasha.
So here's connected on them too. So everything
I
I've been
see it.
reading, you see it.
I don't see her.
Oh, okay. Let me come out and go back in.
They probably want chicken. I want chicken as well. Okay, so did she have it? Did we get Latasha's?
Yeah, I got hers. I'm waiting on the others to give them some more time.
Okay, guys, we'll give you a little bit more time. And while you're doing that, I just want to say the subconscious is always awake, whether you're sleeping or not.
Okay, Siobhan said, currently I view life as a book with written and unwritten pages.
Beautiful. Very deep, Siobhan. I like that. And what did Tasha say?
I view life as beauty, energy, living in the moment.
Yes. Ooh, y'all going deep tonight.
Let's go back. I'll come back out and then go back in. I'm gonna put my way out here.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get a few more minutes for them.
And while they're doing that, I want to say, I was telling you guys, the subconscious is always awake. And I want to read something to you guys. It says, that's right. Whether you're sleeping or not, your subconscious is always working to help you control your bodily functions and organs. While there is proof that you still hear and process everything in a sleeping state, the truth is that there is little evidence that those sleeping hypnosis cassettes and videos those sleeping hypnosis cassettes and videos to help you quit smoking really do work.
You know they did that on Get Out. I mean chicken.
So Courtney, go ahead and chime in. Courtney want to say something while you guys are
Okay, I was saying that on Get Out, if y'all can remember the scene where she was doing the hypnosis, and she didn't do it. They didn't show what she did for the husband, but remember he was saying he had a problem with cigarettes, and now hypnosis is not a bad thing, but it can be used to do bad. And after a while, it started to wear off, and he was able to not go get back into smoking. And then she did the same thing to the black man that was in there. She stopped him from smoking. That's how she got him in. So I just want to
in
share
other
that.
words,
Guys, remember that part.
yeah,
It's working.
yes, your subconscious. So during hypnosis, while you're sleeping, you can achieve these goals, whatever it is. You want to stop smoking, it can be done while you're in that sleep state. It can be done.
We got another one.
Mm-hmm.
As Tracy said, I view life as whatever speak, that's how your life will be. Whatever you speak is how your life will be.
Very beautiful. Very beautiful. Y'all going really deep tonight, and I'm loving it. I think we have another one.
I'm
I
waiting
think
on it.
Priscilla, okay.
Happy and beautiful.
Ooh, that's in a nutshell, for real. Yes. And for myself, I say endless possibilities. Endless possibilities. I mean, there is no limit, because we used to say the sky is the limit. No, the sky is not the limit. We were taught that, honey, and it's just a cliche. Everybody's saying it, girl, you do it, the sky is the limit. No, it's for you, but not for me. It's not. There are no limits to what you can do. Endless possibilities, and all things are possible.
All right.
We had another one.
Not yet. Yeah, we got another one. Just pop in. Let's see what this one says.
That's Kenneth. I
He
think.
said, "I view life like a game. You have to learn. You have to learn."
Yes, yes. And you got to be in it to win it. You got to be willing to play. Because a lot of us are just existing. Somebody else came in. A lot of us are existing because we've been conditioned.
Tashi said, "I view life as an untold journey in search of finding its way."
Woo. Yes, yes, yes. Because we are spirit beings having a human experience. Yes, we are. Okay.
Okay, well, I can say mine then.
Okay, Courtney wants to say hers.
Mine is my view on life is a mission. Everybody have a mission that they have to complete, and if you don't complete it, you have to come back again.
Yes, yes. And if you don't complete it this time around, you'll come back in with a new avatar. And then you'll find somebody, oh, you remind me of somebody. I just can't put my hands on it. Yeah, because it was in another life. And so there's certain cellular memory that's really deep. That memory will only allow you to get enough just to pass in this lifetime. It's very beautiful. So the subconscious builds on habit. So you can't be doing your affirmations one day and asking your subconscious to go and solve problems one day, and then the next day you're attracting by default. So if you don't give your subconscious anything to do, then guess what? Your coworkers will. Girl, I wonder if we're gonna work overtime this week. Or your boyfriend. I wonder how long me and you gonna be together. Then there go your subconscious, putting some stuff into play, calculating. You gotta be careful. Put on the whole armor that you may be able to withstand in this time. And I know I'm probably quoting that way off, but your whole armor is to guard yourself. You need your helmet on because you got to save yourself now, okay? You got to save yourself. So it's your mind. It's the war going on in your mind. Nobody's outside coming against you in your mind. You can control that. Okay, that's that helmet we're talking about. And so we're talking about forming habit to every day do the same thing. And if you're the type of person that you need a reminder, I tell you, get small pieces of paper, Put them on your bathroom mirror.
Sticky noted.
You got to brush your teeth and wash your face before you get out the house in the morning.
You do that every day.
Every day. That's a ritual. That's a ritual. Then so why can't you do this for yourself? The subconscious is great at recognizing patterns, which includes your own behavior. So again, if you don't get up and you don't say, I wonder what it feels like to live life in abundance, bringing harm to none in every area of my life, then guess what? Then your subconscious will just do what it does. So if you're the type of person that say, oh, I want to lose some weight, but you're not doing anything, you find yourself going to the grocery store, getting the sweets, going back home, thinking tomorrow I'll make a change. It's gonna attract by default the habits that you're creating. That's what it's gonna keep giving you, just that.
Yeah, because you're not feeling it. So
yeah, you're not feeling it.
Saying that you are tired of the situation, but you don't really feel it.
Yes, you're tired of it. It's inevitable because you speak about it. But again, you're not involving yourself. You're not giving your subconscious something to do. So you got to get the questions out there to make it, but you got to say the questions like a right now, present moment. I wonder if, like, I have a lot of clients that are in jail, prison. And I tell them to begin to ask the source, the universe every day, or your subconscious every day. I wonder what it feels like to be free, breathing fresh air. And see, not everybody gonna get out. That's the other thing too. Cause some gonna get out and some may not. Because it depends upon what they have been doing, what their karma. I'm talking about prison now, like murders and stuff like that, because you got to be careful. You got to be careful. You just can't be out here wreaking havoc and thinking the ancestors going to get you out. That's a whole nother video. But for the ones that are in there, and I can discern very well that are wrongfully or that have been given extended sentences just because of the color of their skin, then yes. And I'm all for helping them, sure is. But you got to say, I wonder what it feels like. Again, to breathe fresh air. And now your subconscious is saying, oh, let me go and try to figure all this out for him. So you have to do it by habit every day. These are the creative processes towards manifesting. I'm telling you people, listen, you cannot be the same doing this. What you do every day, it's either going to make you or break you. Okay? For the greater good. But I promise you, you're feeding something. And whatever it is truly growing. It is growing. So invest in your positivity. Involve your posture. If you're laying down now, try it. I need you to sit up. Sit up. Pull your shoulders back. I need you to wait. Pull your shoulders back. Put your head up. Begin to breathe in. Take deep breaths. And feel how awesome it feels to breathe. This fresh prana. This fresh air. This spirit that exists and runs through us. It's an amazing feeling. And just begin to do your affirmations and involve yourself. Involve yourself, or just pause and just rest in what we're saying. Okay? Is there any questions?
Let's wait a couple minutes.
So, let's talk about this. The subconscious translate everything literally. I want you to listen to something. It says the subconscious mind takes pretty much anything literally. That's why you're scared from the horror movie that you go see, or surprised at the Photoshop picture, even though you know they're not real. Because your subconscious is just literally, it takes it literally. Even though you know it's not real, you still get scared. It's literal. Go ahead.
Okay.
Because
so
I know. So
like
Courtney's
on,
saying something.
Like on It, the movie It that came out 2017, they were saying about fear, how fear is not real. It was only in their mind that they create this figure to become what it is. So they kept giving it energy and manifesting it without knowing that it was all of them doing that, because they had to talk themselves out of it to a point to where they were looking at, they brought that into their reality, that Pennywise was real and whatever, anything else that he was able to manifest himself into. And until they were not scared anymore and realized it was fake, then he ended up dying, I guess you can say, or dispersing into air.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like that.
Yeah, so whatever you're thinking, you're going to attract. Whatever you're fearful of, let me say that, you attract. So if you're a person, you're afraid of being broke, you're going to attract that.
That's good, because you know, when you watch the Law of Attraction movie and you read the book, they only tell you that you gotta constantly think positive, but you can think positive all day, and if you don't feel it, or if you feel sad about something, you're gonna keep getting it, because you bringing that into your reality, you giving that energy. They don't teach you that part in the Law of Attraction. They just say, you know, you gotta think positive, you gotta imagine, and that's it. But it's more to it than that.
Yes, can y'all hear Courtney? Because she's saying some good stuff, but
I'm
she talks so
sorry.
low. You got the fan.
Oh,
Can you guys hear her? So the law of attraction, a lot of people like to go back to that. But you know darn well they're not going to put everything in a book for us. They'll never make it that easy for the black man. But one thing I want you guys to start researching is the connection between the mind and body. That's powerful. That's why I'm talking about posture so much. Because once the mind and the body become united as one, nothing's going to stop you. You're going to be a walking miracle. I want you to research the mind and the body. I'm dropping nuggets that people will probably never ever tell you. But you got to understand everything is metaphysical. I want you to write down Priscilla and Latasha and some of you guys have this gentleman. I want you to write down Dr. Delbert. It's Delbert Blair, Blair. Beautiful master teacher who has he's an ascended master now.
yeah, I would say so.
He's definitely an ascended master, because when you study and you listen to all his teachings, he will tell you that he is in fifth dimension. His teachings are from fifth dimension. He's getting information from the cosmic elders, if he's not one himself.
Gotta be.
Has to be a cosmic elder.
Because he
The way he
elevated
spoke.
so much. You can
Yes.
only elevate so much in third dimension that you have to leave.
Yeah, he was a 5D speaker, fifth dimension speaker. I can tell you that. And he had really ascended as far as he could possibly go. And he went ahead and he ascended into the high place. And whenever I'm studying, I call upon the knowledge of my ancestors with that kind of knowledge to help me and assist me. What did she say?
Latasha said, I agree, whatever feeling you're feeling and your emotions, and you feed that energy, that's what you manifest to the universe. We do it every day, some without knowing it. And
Yes.
you just sit around.
Sometimes you can wake up and you can have a feeling from yesterday on you. I encourage you guys to go over to my store, get you some Florida water, and at night, if you bathe, if you don't feel like doing a spiritual bath, rub it in your aura. Get yourself cleansed before you go off with your spirit guide, because all of you have one at night. Make sure you get yourself cleansed. Go off into your spirit with your spirit guide into this the dimension of dreams, where your subconscious is there with you. Because when you wake, a lot of times when you wake up in the morning, the first thing that's on your heart and your mind is what you went through last night. See, your subconscious and all of these other feelings, they're on it. They're doing their job. It's presenting you with something to worry about.
Oh, Kenneth was saying Delbert Hugh, and I've typed it in Delbert Blair
Yes.
for them.
Oh
And
my
Latasha
God.
said he is very good. He is.
He is, I mean, when you start listening to him, a lot of his clips are pretty old, and you're just going to need to sit down. I used to listen to him driving to my job. I would listen to my 432 hertz of meditation and Dr. Delbert Blair speaking every day. That's part of the reason I got my butt out of corporate America.
That's a transformation.
Yes, because when you start listening to this gentleman, because you cannot separate science from you can't separate
From
no I'm saying
science, you can't
you know how they
separate
try to
science and earth. Well, not
no
earth,
you know in religion they try to separate
but-
science,
Yeah.
you know, spirituality, that's what I
Yeah.
meant. You can't separate it because science is just God's language. That's God.
Yeah. It's one and the same.
It's one and the same.
It was in a lot of y'all already know that science was called metaphysics.
Yes.
So meta is meaning God, physics is science.
Yes.
The psychological part of our bodies and what we are made of.
What we are made of. We have to understand this down to like the stardust.
Tracy said that's so true.
Yes, we have to understand that we have to really get metaphysical with this. If you're truly spiritual, you want to go on a metaphysical journey.
And it's our birthright.
Yeah, it is your birthright. And even understand that a woman is a creator. Okay, so men, you know, in church they told us, oh, well, the woman is the helpmeet to the man. She should walk, she came from his rib. That's not so. She didn't come from his rib. That's a lie. And is that in the Bible?
You know, it is, but you
A
know
big
what
fat
I'm saying?
story, a big lie. Because
That-
listen, she did not come from the man's rib.
See,
No.
But you know what? That's crazy. That goes to show you how the subconscious work, because we was talking about how something simple like that. How could you believe that when you see the woman actually pushing the baby out? What make you think that you saw it coming from real? A man.
Yeah, when you see the woman
You see
pushing the
this,
child
and then you
out.
still psych yourself
The
out.
woman births the man. The man comes from a woman. She is the creative force.
That's good.
95% of us belongs to the divine feminine.
That's crazy.
And that's okay, because we can't have one without the other. We need them both. But one is more intense and more powerful than the other and can change your life. That's why a lot of people walking around here, their divine masculine has taken over them, literally. They're not entertaining the divine feminine, which is the subconscious, at all. They may have on the ankhs, they may have on, the beads, but they're still a part of the divine masculine energy. The divine feminine has not awakened. You'll know when she does, because your life will literally change. You will become connected to Mother Earth. You will become nurturing and caring and compassionate. It's impossible for the divine feminine to be awakened in you, and you got hell and you're militant, right?
Yeah, very.
Very militant.
For no reason.
I do believe that we should wake up and we should see things for what they are, but the levels of ascension and the way we're vibrating, we begin to understand that certain things now, it does not matter, and you don't give your attention to that.
And you know, when you don't give your attention and stuff like that, it don't bother you no more, because it's not in your reality.
Yeah, it doesn't bother you no more. She said it best. It's not in your reality, because you're saying bye-bye to this stuff. Bye-bye.
So it's like, you know what?
It can't affect me. Because a lot of my days.
It's like that
Go
book.
ahead.
It's like that book you read by Edgar Casey.
Mhm.
They was giving a brief description about the Book of the Dead,
Uh-huh.
the Tibetan Book of the Dead. The Tibetan Book of the Dead was saying like, in this reality, you won't. Okay, so let's say it's like your family and friends, they in another dimension because they don't understand this stuff. So it's like you're in a totally different world because you changed your vibration. So everything around you is changing, and your reality from how it used to be don't match up with what it is now. I just thought about that.
Exactly. And a lot of us are vibrating higher, but we think it's something bad. Okay. Like for instance, say you're on a job and your friend or somebody be like, you know what, I ain't talking to you no more, or your boyfriend breaks up with you. It's okay, because you're vibrating, you're moving, you're going upward, you're climbing Jacob's ladder. And of course, if these people are not doing what they need to do, they're not going to go with you. They won't be able to come. So you have to, those things that those things that no longer serve you, they gotta fall off. It's okay. And guess what? If that person, because they're gonna see, they're feeling something different already. If they begin to see this, guess what? One thing they can do is they may ask you, what's going on? You seem different. Stop looking at it as a bad thing to lose something. It's okay to lose things. You're gonna have to grow out of things. Like a pair of shoes. You can't stay as you're growing. You can't stay. Your feet are not going to stay the same as you're going into adulthood. You're going to change your shoe size. Those shoes can no longer serve you anymore. You need to give them to somebody else. Don't leave them in your closet. That's junk. It's too much. You're a hoarder. And you know you're a size 14 now and you used to be an 8 and you're hanging on to those clothes. I'm not saying you won't ever get down to a size 8, but you've been in this size 14 for like 15 years. So those things are not serving you. Sometimes you got to be willing to let some stuff go. Everything, you got to travel lightly. Everything can't go. When you're ascending, certain things can't go. And because we grow attached to certain things, we feel like, oh, things ain't right. I mean, now I don't have, my friends I used to speak to. It's like I'm feeling lonely. Yeah, that's it. Because you came in this realm, in this dimension, to complete an assignment, to master yourself. And if you're worried about everybody, liking you and being a part of the clique, then you're going to miss it again and you're going to have to go all the way back through again. So let's make up in our minds that we don't want that to be. Subconscious is a very silent listener. She's an eavesdropper. And so it says the subconscious mind acts like a microprocessor. And we already know that. It's hard to explain in short manner, especially if you are not neurological. You're not a neurological expert or a computer technician. But basically, the subconscious mind is far more powerful than your regular mind, which is your conscious mind, your divine masculine. And as it's able to process extreme quantities of information from all your senses, remember, from all your senses. So if you're saying, I am life, you like this, I am life, I am love, your senses are not involved. And your subconscious is processing that you're not feeling what you're doing. And so it goes, that information goes to your cellular makeup, and you get nowhere. And so it says, and then it translates them back to your brain.
So with you doing all that, you manifesting basically like, well, if you're doing it in a bad way, of course you manifesting sickness, and you wonder why. Now you wonder why all this stuff get to you, because you claimed it.
Yeah.
Like you just not feeding, like you said, feeding your subconscious anything. And you gotta be careful about the people you hang around too, because you can attract all that stuff from default. Just hanging around people, you naturally start thinking like them. That's why they say the people you hang around is what they say. That saying is the group you hang around. You are who you are around.
Yeah.
That's why they say that, because your subconscious get that information and lock it in, and then now it got you thinking just like them.
And so remember this, the subconscious mind is a multitasker. So you may be saying your affirmations, but then after you get through doing that, then somebody call you while you're in the middle of your affirmations, and somebody call you about a bill, or somebody call you and give you some bad news. So the subconscious is taking all those emotions from your affirmations to the information you just got to your supervisor throwing a bunch of work at you. So all of this is being recorded. But the main thing about all of this is to gain focus. Okay? So when you get up and you affirm your day and you ask the big question, which I'm giving you guys over and over again, I wonder what it feels like. And you ask yourself the big question, then guess what you're focused on? Manifesting and creating. So where is the source of the creating? Where is all that? We know that the life force energy runs through our root and sacral chakras.
I got a comment. Let's see.
Okay. So we're gonna take this comment.
Tracy said that's when you have cut them off for good and don't look back.
Yes. But you know what? A lot of us cannot vibrate high because we want to hold on to attachments.
That's natural because we're humans, but we get attached to too many things, and then we try to hold, like you said, try to hold on to the past, and well, this is the reason why I'm like this, but you can't do that because you're giving yourself an excuse, and now you're gonna continue to be that way forever because your subconscious heard, well, this is why I'm like that. Now you'll forever be like that because you don't want to change.
And another thing, when you begin to say, I wonder what it feels like to live life in abundance in every area of my life, bringing harm to none, so mote it be. When you begin to say that, guess what? Some things are going to change. Get prepared. Some things are going to change.
You better get ready for real.
You better get ready because things are going to be shaken up. Your life is not going to be the same. And everything around you is going to just be different. It's going to be different because now you're giving your subconscious an assignment. And it's working very hard. It's working overtime to complete that assignment, make things happen, putting the right people in place, bringing the right conversations forth. Because some of you are just simply waiting on conversations to happen. You already know that it exists. You're just waiting for the conversations to take place. And if you're almost there, that means that you're right there. Guess what? You might as well go on and get involved, get happy about it, and see it counted as being done. A person that smiles and laughs and keep their senses and posture up, those people live a long time.
So,
And a lot of people that walk around in sorrow and heavy heart, your organs are suffering and you're aging. A young lady, I never will forget, a few years back, she ended up having a heart attack. She was in her, I would say she was in her early 30s. She might have been 31, 32, just got married and had a heart of a 90-something-year-old woman. She died like 3 months after her wedding, had a heart attack in the bed. They said her heart was the heart of a 90-something-year-old woman.
ooh, that's a hit. Now you know you holding on to a lot of stuff.
That's some things that you got to tread lightly. You know, I'm serious. I mean, there's certain things that you can't do anything about anyways. But let's talk about the creative force. You want to talk with them about the solar plexus. I've been seeing a lot of yellow butterflies. I see them every day. I see tons of them, many of them. And I know that this is a time since I've been asking that beautiful question, the ancestors are bringing my solar plexus. It is on fire. It's lit. So it's so many ideas I'm having, and I'm embracing all of them.
Tasha said you have to heal yourself. That was one comment we had.
What is this on? Yes, healer, heal thyself. I got it right here. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. All right. So we all know, or we may not know, that the solar plexus is for creativity.
You don't have to say that big long word because I know it's hard.
Oh, I'm not saying that. It's yellow and it's normally located right above the navel, which is your willpower. The solar plexus is also, you know, the color of the sun, so it's very strong. If you can think about how strong
creative
the sun
energy.
is, very powerful energy. So whatever your emotions are, can affect your solar plexus. And some of the things that you'll go through, if it's not activated or if it's very weak, you'll have problems with your digestive system, your liver, and your gallbladder. Also, with the solar plexus, I would say the solar plexus is connected to your subconscious because it deals with your personality and how you visualize things, how you see things out of your
personal
scope.
will.
It's also tied to the animal, the ram, which is a very strong animal, and that's my mom's animal. She's an Aries, so it's tied to them as well. What else I can say to you? Oh, element of fire. It deals with the element of fire, your desire, that push, that out of nowhere type of energy that you have to do something different. That's what the solar plexus deals with. It's also known for the self-love, accepting yourself, being comfortable in your own skin, building yourself up. Also, what else?
And
I had
it's the
something
third.
I was
It's
saying.
actually the third chakra.
And that's my favorite number 3.
Yeah, the third chakra.
It's also tied to the Orisha, or better yet, our ancestor, Oshun. So that's probably why we've been seeing a lot of yellow butterflies like every single day. It's not one day we
Yes.
don't see one.
It's a time of
So that's really
rebirthing,
good.
new beginnings, creativity.
Also, your solar plexus deals with your inertia, and then inertia is a stop in movement. So it gets you to be more active about what you're doing. The way you can activate it is simply, going within, because if you go within, you're activating your divine feminine. Your divine feminine is dark matter, which is 95% of the earth, and the most powerful energy, which is in balance with both masculine and feminine energy, which we all have in all of us. So the best way I would say is to, go within by meditating, sitting quietly in a room, and it may feel uncomfortable the first 10 minutes, but you'll get through it, because it was for me. It took me a long time to get used to meditating, and that's okay, because we humans and we're not perfect and not robots. Also with the solar plexus, it's good to try things new. Like today we tried Top Golf, and that brought out some creativity. Just sitting around doing things like that would help, and it gets you excited.
That
And when you get
childlike.
excited,
Mhm.
yeah, the childlike innocence, when you get excited, you're normally pulling in positivity, and then you'd be like, hey, I just won $100 on the scratch off, and I knew today was going to be a great day. That's some of the things the solar plexus attracts if you're positive, but if you're negative, it's the opposite. I think that's pretty much what I have to say about the solar plexus, because it deals with your emotions. So when you gotta be careful about what you let in your subconscious, because that wheel that turns the energy wheel, which is while we're talking about creativity, will determine how your day goes from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep. And I think that's all I gotta say on this. That's all I gotta say about the solar plexus for right now.
Very beautiful. It's the third chakra. The first one is the root chakra, and that's where your security and your connection to Mother Earth. So that should be the first chakra to actually open. And then you have your sacral chakra, which houses the sex organs, and that's your creative energy, life force energy. So when they made us think that sex and all that stuff was bad in religion, and to feel that urge and to actually just enjoy it brought shame to you, that's not good, because it is a good thing, because that's a lot of where your manifesting powers are. And some call it tantric, some say sex magic, however you want to call it, but it is the life force energy, and it's housed in the sacral and the root chakras. Okay, so once you open the root chakra, it moves upward. It should not start from the third eye, because see, that's why a lot of people, they gain the knowledge, because they go straight to the knowledge opening of the third eye. They just start studying and researching instead of finding balance and connecting themselves with Mother to have the firm foundation. Because you get that root chakra open, you are connected. That means the root will extend from the bottom of your tailbone, go all the way down your legs, through your feet into the earth. That's your first connection. And then everything else, if you don't go to a Reiki master to balance and open them, Mother Earth can do it. All you got to do is sit out and ground. She'll bring you balance. Then after the sacral chakra, that's your solar plexus. And if you are experiencing constipation, and if you are afraid and do not trust yourself, you take others' opinions over your own, And if people have to tell you what to do, then you're weak. Your solar plexus is weak. And there could be a blockage.
Tashi said, yes, she making a very good point.
Yes, very good. And I think she was saying that when you were reading the sacral, the solar plexus. So I'm going to come back next week and we're going to really break it down, because the heart chakra lies in between the highest ascension, the higher self, and the lower self. So what you see from the solar plexus down to the root are all those things that are on a physical level. From the heart all the way up to the crown is the spirit. You have your ego in between. You need your ego. Stop telling people to, oh, get rid of that ego. No, you need your ego, because that's your character. You need it. You just got to bring all this into balance.
Don't overdo nothing.
Yeah, you need balance. Too much of anything is bad for you. But what I want to say is somebody, and I'm not sure who this is, have been a little bit downtrodden. And it's because you've, so many things have been coming to you. Just one thing on top of the other. Just one thing on top of the other. The universe wants to say to you, the source wants to say to you that there is instructions that you must follow. If you do not follow these instructions, the universe will force the situation to be as though it is supposed to be. Oh, well, what am I saying here? If you don't move in a timely fashion, the universe will create situations around you to cause you to do what you got to do. Yes, you are the master of your universe. You sure are. But you live in a force, a strong force and power. You're a universe in a universe.
Yep, that's true.
And this creative energy is much stronger than any of us. But because it's within us, we are gods. But it is the source. So if you don't line yourself up and do the things that you have to do, then the universe will create things around you to be shaken. How do I know? Because I've been through it. If you don't move in a timely fashion, you'll have to.
I think that's what church try to piggyback off of.
Yeah.
You know, when people say, I've been running.
Yeah.
They have no idea.
Yeah, none whatsoever. So I know, because the assignment is far greater than what we could ever imagine. We only want what we think is surface. But there's a spirit, there's a level above the heart that's calling for us to come up hither, to come higher. But if we do not take heed and we stay locked in our emotions, then everything around us begin to crumble. It's not to kill you, it's not to take you out. Because when you get uncomfortable, you can only grow.
Force you.
You're being forced to grow. It's almost like sticking your shoe, if you wear a size 9, it's putting your foot in a size 6. You know you outgrew that shoe a long time ago. Some of you has outgrown these relationships. It's outdated. These relationships are outdated. These careers are outdated. They're stagnant.
And we naturally get bored with doing the same thing anyway. We just be like, well, I guess I'll just get up, wake up, brush my teeth, put my clothes on, go to work, come back, feed the kids, same routine every day. And that's unhealthy, you know, because you're not growing. You're forcing yourself to stay stagnant. And when you stay stagnant, you can't get anywhere.
And you're not living, you're existing. You're not living, you're existing. You have a creative will. All you need to do is again, I'm driving this point all the way home. The subconscious matter. It works when you're sleeping. It matters. And it's pulling data all from while you're sleeping, it's getting the data from your dreams. Because have you ever had a dream and then you wake up and then something that happened remind you of the dream you had that night, and you was like, dang, I just dreamt this. That made me think about my dream. It's all connected. And it's pulling you into this other realm. What you've been asking for, it exists there. But you're here. You got to be willing to say, okay, what do I need to do to get there and get it? Not that same old thing. Not the old every other day affirmations and once a week meditation. That's not gonna cut it. Because you're being fed stuff on the sidelines through the news, through your conversations with your family, on the job. Oh my God. How many questions pop up in your mind and how many answers to the questions pop up in your mind and all this stuff that you hear on a daily basis. So begin to first off get into those guided meditation links. I think everybody I've sent guided meditation links to.
Yeah.
Go into the guided meditations just to calm the beta wave because it's working overtime. Start doing that. Wake up every morning. You don't really, if you just want to do the one question, do that and let the affirmations sit for a minute. I wonder what it feels like and get excited about it. Begin to smile on your organs. Begin to smile on your hands. Begin to smile on yourself every day. See, you know what? I'm so thankful for you because you're great. And if don't nobody else tell you today, you're loved. You're loved, Yafa. And you do a great job at everything you do. You're amazing. Do it. Do it. When you find out that you can do this, you're going to see how your day goes. Things will begin. And even if things were to happen, you'll just be like, you know what? What's better than the breath I just breathed? That's a present. Your breath is a present. You know why? Because you're doing it in the present moment. You're living. Somebody else. Every second somebody dies. Every second. It maybe not a second.
Maybe less.
Less than that.
It might be. I remember they tried to keep up.
Is there any questions about the subconscious? There's a little bit more, but we'll have to pick up on the part two. I just want to kind of slow walk it because I really want you guys to really get an understanding of how you got to start protecting it. And people just can't be saying any old thing to you and you not correct them. So when people say, girl, I'm broke, I ain't got no money, I don't get paid until you guys, you know how people want to pull you in those type of conversations. It's be like, ooh, girl, honey, I ain't got no sad story to tell. My money in circulation. And it's finding its way right on back to me. Every time I get some, I send my cedar over it. Every time it comes in to me, cedar gonna be burned over it. The ancestor spirit. Mother Nature. I thank them for the sacrifice of the tree. Because that's what it's made of, the money. And I speak to it. And tell it what I need it to do. Is there any questions anybody has? I know some of you guys are getting ready to do some some new moon rituals. It is the time to do something different, guys. Try something different. I want you to just start with maybe one of Delbert Blair's videos and the I wonder what it feels like question. Every day, put it on your mirror, say it every day, and we're going to follow up in a week's time and we're going to find out what has happened for some of you. Because I know I'm going to hear it. Okay? Is there any questions?
Let's do a few minutes.
While we're waiting, I want to share with y'all something really quick. This is going to blow your mind. A young lady, maybe about 2-3 weeks ago, she wanted a ritual. Of course, you know, she was like, I don't really have it right now. I was like, no problem. I'm going to send you a meditation link and a spiritual bath, and that right there will serve as a road opener to remove negativity. This young lady took the spiritual bath for the 7 days, and she texted me today and she told me she wanted me to see something. Someone that had placed roots on her 2 years ago wrote her and apologized. Didn't she, Courtney?
Yes.
For putting the roots on her and told her she had apologized for putting it on the unborn child that did not live because she lost the child due to a miscarriage. She says she can't sleep. Her kids have been taken away from her. She don't have the man no more. She did all of this because she didn't want the lady with the man. People do ugly things.
It's crazy how the
It is
ancestors
crazy.
did that.
She cried. She left voice messages for the girls. She said, I know I'm wrong. I can't live with myself. I don't have my children. I didn't want you to be happy. I don't know why I did it. I didn't know what I was doing. I just went to somebody and told them what I wanted. I told her, I said, baby, the ancestors are with you. We need a protection ritual and we need a reversal. But what I do know was that spiritual bath reached that woman, and it already started working, because that same pain she inflicted on this child, this young lady, went right back to her just that quick. That is something to think about. What was Tasha saying? Didn't Tasha come through?
So, let me see.
So if you, go ahead.
She said, "No, you on it tonight, Yafa." I had to correct a friend today who said, "Tasha, I'm broke." I corrected her. I said, "No, you have money in rotation." I told her, "We are rich, honey."
Ooh, that's how you do it. Stop them immediately. That's Tasha saying something. Stop them immediately, and I'm just gonna tell you. Just tell them, say, "Hey, Say, no. Say, you now listen. When it come out your mouth, your subconscious will take that and send it all the way through your DNA, through the cellular transmuters, transneurons."
She was asking about how many spiritual baths you suggest we should take a week, or asked me to. I said 2 out a week at the most.
Well, I would say once a week, at least once a week.
Because if you do
Now,
it too much,
if you, but see, I would put, initially when I start like banishing negativity, I always say put the cap of ammonia in there. But I would just do that once a week. I would do one once a week. But when I first give you those 7 days, a lot of people deviate. And the first thing they want to call me back and say, ain't nothing happening. Well, first off, did you meditate? I did a little bit. Did you do your spiritual bath? No, ma'am, I didn't start that yet. Because see, your mind, that automatically right there, when you do your spiritual baths, that cleanses the aura, that removes negativity from you. Okay? Forget about what we're doing on our end, but what are you doing on yours? That's why when people come to me, I'm not the average spiritual practitioner. It's not just about me doing a ritual for you. It's about your life changing. I promise you will not be the same when we get together, because the ancestors already told me how to do it. The ancestors said, no, don't be responsible for nobody else, because you're only the middleman, the conduit between us and that person. You tell them what we said, and then give them the responsibility of changing their own lives. I'm not here to save anyone.
I got a comment. Let me see what this is. Okay. Siobhan said, "Would it be wrong to sneak in my sister's bathroom and take my spiritual bath since I only have a shower?"
No, I don't think it would be wrong. I'm like you. I'm like by any means necessary. But I will tell you this, Siobhan, this is an option as well. You can get a spray bottle.
I told her about that.
And you can mix you that cap of ammonia in there, and you can mix or maybe not even a cap.
Sea salt.
I would do sea salt
Or human.
and just maybe a couple of droplets of the ammonia, and I would just spray myself over it. I would just mist myself, and then let myself just do a self dry. Or we sell it on our site, Florida water.
Yep.
Cleanse that Florida water. Don't dry yourself. Put some in a spray bottle and just mist yourself and let it get into your pores. I'm gonna tell y'all something. That negativity sitting in your skin and you not doing anything about it, and all these I'm broke, and then I don't feel good. All that stuff get down in your skin. The top layer is your aura. But get down in your skin, get in your organs, get in your bloodstream, and that stuff start manifesting in your life.
Then you're a big magnet of sickness and depression.
Yeah, and then you, like she said, you're a magnet for sickness and depression.
That's why, again, I love when you said, if you keep saying something like, oh, today just a weird day, or today ain't been going right, it's going to keep not going right because
Yeah.
you keep saying it.
That's another
And
one.
like you said, the universe say yes, but they don't teach you that.
Yes.
That's the biggest.
That's
thing
yeah.
I did.
Like she was saying,
Yeah.
people saying that's what they today started off good and then it got bad. Oh, do you really care about what you're saying? Listen to what you're saying now. Just think about what you just said. Today started good, but it got bad. That's because you don't have a focus. You don't have a focus. When you get tunnel vision and you begin to focus on something, like right now, we all are aware what the subconscious does. So we're automatically focused. So we're going to be super careful about conversations we have and people we're around.
She said, okay, I asked about it earlier and you said the shower is fine, but if I need it as a roll opener, would a bath be better?
Yes, bath is
And I
always
said,
better.
Got another comment. Kenny said, he, and Latasha said, your words hold power, people better get in line.
Your words hold power. People better get in line. Yes. What it says, life and death in the power of the tongue, of course it is. But see, they are so surface on that. Even when they teach that, they're just sitting right on the surface with it. That thing is deep. Because you could will yourself to live and you could will yourself to die. And if you really knew the power that you had, you knew that you could manipulate, okay? You could control the elements of earth, air, fire, and water. That's why some people, death comes, but their will to live was so much greater that the elements of life was on one accord with him and was like, okay, we'll stay. You got a host that's sitting waiting on you to get your stuff together, just to acknowledge that they exist. Just pay them some attention. And like Kenny was saying, stop thanking Jesus. Okay, some of us are still going through that process, but if you must thank him, thank your ancestors. If you don't mind, can you add them on? But I'm thinking that we're all conscious here. But please, you got to thank your ancestors now. I cannot say that there is I don't think that there was a time I was able or I ever heard of anybody saying that there was a tomb that they found his spirit in. I'm sorry, that he found his body. But our ancestors, our great-great-grandmother and our, my daddies, they are at the cemetery. Their bodies of their remains are there. They did walk the face of the earth. I do know that. My ancestors exist. You know why? Because I'm speaking through this avatar as one. And if I don't know anything else, this is what I know. And I can't, it's my truth. All of us have truths.
Yeah, see, it's the difference between truth and facts.
Yes.
Because a lot of people think that your intentions is like your truth. It's no way they can prove that, you gotta put chamomile around your candle or something like that. You gotta go off of what you feel. So your intentions is your truth. Facts is just what it is straight across the board. Like we all know, the universe is made of 95% dark matter. That's a fact.
Yes.
We all know the other 5% makes 100, so that's masculine energy. Simple as that.
And it's undisputable because those are facts. But our truths are something totally different.
Yes, a lot of people don't think that.
Your road is not my road and mine is not yours, but we can agree because it leads to one ultimate thing, and that's love. The ascension is love. The mornings, I know some of you are waking up in the morning and you're feeling really down. You're feeling really like, start right then and there. When you force yourself, start with your posture. When you get up out the bed and your head is down, like, going back to this job, I'm so tired of it. Pull your shoulders up. Grand rising. That's going to make you smile. That's going to, when you say rising, you can't do nothing but smile. Go ahead and greet yourself. And then greet your subconscious. And throughout the day, whenever somebody do speak that way, because you're not in control of nobody else, again, you know what to say. I wonder what it feels like to live life in abundance. You know, and I tell people, money ain't my problem.
And you know, you keep
I have a
saying that
beautiful
and you start-
relationship with money. Money and I have a wonderful relationship. And I'll say it 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 and I'm going to continue to say it. Because I know what it feels like to live life in abundance in every area of my life, bringing harm to none. I know. Is there any questions? Does anybody have anything they want to say? Any questions about the new moon rituals or the new moon? Is there any questions?
Oh. Kenneth said, do you have the affirmations on the site?
We'll put them on there. We'll even put one of Dr. Delbert Blair's videos on there just so that you guys can get a snippet. We'll put the
I'll do it now. So I
can
can
you
do it.
type in the I wonder what it feels like? I really want y'all to
That's
wear
good.
that one out.
Yeah, that's
the question?
really the one that gets you started, because you saying I am, sometimes you don't really feel that yet because you know you just beginning and you've done, look how long it took you to get to where you are now. So it's going to take some time. So I wonder is going to trick your mind into thinking about all the images about what you wonder. And
Yeah,
you be specific
the images
about it,
with it.
It's going to be good. So
And the
I'll
people
do
that it's going to take to get you there.
Yep, it's going to start pulling it.
Anything. So say you want a car. You'll say, I wonder what it feels like to go to the dealership and get approved for this brand new car. Or I wonder what it feels like to drive a Mercedes G-Wagon. Your subconscious is going to make sure you find out. It's going to do everything it can to get you to feel that. Or, I wonder what it feels like to run my own business or to be a business owner. Then your creative wheel is going to start turning. You're going to see things that's going to attract you to your business, the car. So it's all about the questions. Because that's what your thoughts are, questions and answers. So just like your mind, your brain can formulate, Georgia Power do. You got the money. You could turn it right back on your subconscious and say, hey, I wonder what it feels like to pay Georgia Power on time every month.
Tasha said, does the new moon energy be in effect, I guess they're trying to be effective 3 days before and 3 days after, because I'm doing my ritual as we speak, and it is okay if we don't finish a ritual that night to finish it the next day. Yes, it is.
Yes.
We do it all the time. You can't stay up that long anyway. You
Yeah,
know?
day
And then
energy is
sometimes,
potent.
yeah, sometimes it'll burn. The candle will go ahead and burn down. You know, you can start it back the next day, so that's fine.
Yes,
Nothing wrong with
absolutely. Good question, Tasha. So yeah, we got quite a few going on, getting ready to go on ourselves. Y'all know we work till like 2 or 3 in the morning, honey. But we be trying to get some sleep, get our sleep on a little later. But yeah, and another thing, it's good to work at night. And people say because whatever that night energy, whatever it is, gets worse. No, it intensifies. And if it worsens, it can be in a good way for you if you know how to channel the energy. Okay? Energy is intensified in darkness.
What should I put up for Delbert Blair? Cause he got a lot. What you think?
The first
I don't
one,
give
just
too much.
metaphysics or something. Just do metaphysics. Yeah, so energy at night is intensified. So if you want to do your candles, do them at night. That energy is really good. And to recognize the spiritual host, and if you have not got acquainted with all the names that I call, just go back and you could hear me doing my invocation. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and close the circle. Go ahead, Courtney.
Okay.
Courtney, close the circle.
Okay.
If you got questions, still answer them. We're just thanking our ancestors and the spiritual host for assisting us tonight with divine clarity. Okay?
Yes.
And that's what I speak over your lives. Some of you need clarity about some things. You're having some things that's facing you, but you just need clarity. So the more you begin to ask the question, I wonder what it feels like, you're going to gain clarity. Clarity is going to come back. And begin to understand and recognize the elements of life. Earth, air, which is your intellect, fire is your desire, water is your emotions. So if you're emotional, speak to the element of water. And if you have a desire to do something, ask the element of fire to assist you. And then if you're having confusion, ask the element of air to clear the air, clear your head. And if your body is hurting, ask the element of earth to heal you. This is powerful, y'all. This is powerful. It's powerful.
I love it. But that's neat how
You say
I was gonna say that's neat how we connected to everything. Well, everything is a reflection of ourselves. So like this is our, what you say Earth is again, our
yeah.
stability, and then we
Yeah.
got the water. Everything is not outside
Emotions,
of us.
yes.
But we look at it as it is because
We are,
we're not
yes.
taught that way.
We are a part of everything.
That's
yeah.
cool.
So you washing that water. Some of us can love to be by water because it's calming. Because our emotions are all over the place and that water speaks to us.
Oh, that was Tracy. She said, "Do it matter what day it's done?"
No, a lot of people have rituals that they do on certain days.
Yeah.
If I had to say to do so, I normally would follow Solomon, King Solomon. He had his rituals on certain days. Like for money was a Friday. Green was the color. The metal was copper. See this right here? All of this right here represents abundance. The malachite and the lava beads. The copper, the element of copper is for finances, energy, security. That magnetic pull from that connection from Earth, from the cosmos to here. So just whenever, I personally do my rituals every day. But when I really want to do something really big, I go on do it on a Friday, and I'll channel all these good things. Any other questions? Go ahead and close your circle.
Okay. Open the circle 3 times about, release the energy. Open the circle 3 times about, release the energy. Open the circle 3 times about, release the energy. We thank our ancestors for allowing us to give this insight and help us with our intuition. We thank the universe. We thank our spiritual guides, our spirit animals, the ascended masters and master teachers that were here long before us to help and assist with the pathway and giving us knowledge. We thank the divine feminine and masculine which resides in all of us. We thank our spirit animals for guiding us and giving us signs. Thank you so much.
Now, guys, when you hear us talking about opening and closing circles, that's a Wiccan way. A lot of them, open and close the circles. We just do that to banish the negativity. You don't have to do that. You could just say, I release any negativity, or I remove negativity, however you want to say it. But just to let you know that you don't want that in your area, in the atmosphere. So especially when you're calling your ancestors forth, okay? So we'll put some information on that as well on the page. I'm not really sure because we got our hands full tonight, but I'll remember. I'll make a mental note. But just do your invocation. So when you were in church, the invocation was to invite the spirit, the elements, and the host in. And then after you, just think about it. If you call somebody over, you invite somebody to your house, you want to thank them for coming, right? And then thank them. They like that. They'd like that. Okay? So we have to be mindful. Remember, we have connections and relationships with our ancestors. We just don't use them for rituals. We have true, real connections. We're not like that child that's ungrateful, that's always asking for something. We really appreciate our ancestors. And not just our ancestors, oh my goodness, it's so many more that plays a key role in our day-to-day life. Okay.
All right, y'all. I got y'all set up good. I got y'all Delbert Blair on the metaphysics part 1, and you know you can go on from there if you like, but start small because too much can be draining or it can make subconscious. You're already trying to work on that, so take it easy. And
Take
I got
it easy.
the
Be
one
patient with yourself.
affirmation of the month, which is I wonder what it feels like to live in abundance in every area of my life, and that's gonna
Bring
be
it
for the
harm
month.
to none.
Bring it harm to none.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she got the affirmation up there for you guys. We got a Delbert Blair, Metaphysics 1. I want you guys to listen. If you have to play that one video over and over and over again, this man was an awesome teacher and he was very humble. He knew the power that exists. And like she said, be very patient with yourself. If you guys have any questions or concerns, let me know. Now, Wednesday, I'm going to be doing readings for you guys. Okay? Sorry about that. That fan blowing some stuff in my throat. So I'll be doing readings on Wednesday. I'm just going to try to think about a way I can make it personal so that we don't be doing it.
Like as a group.
Yeah, maybe I could do a one card for everybody. I'll do that. Okay? And we will be going live at 9 o'clock on Wednesday. So I'll have everything pumped up. We'll have the ancestors, some good things here, and I'll do a reading, and not just the tarot reading, but I'm going to be speaking to some of you intuitively. If it's really something strong and private,
We'll probably
I'll go in your inbox. So if I don't call your name, don't feel like, oh, no, she didn't. No, I'm going to go in your inbox. I'll get every last one of you, okay? I want to make sure that your $3.99 is well worth your while. Every week we want to do something great. Now, the winner of tonight's gift is Tashi. She was the first person in the room, and she and I sat for about 5 minutes waiting for the others to come in. And Priscilla was the second person, and she came in at the 9 o'clock hour. So Courtney Wright, Priscilla, and Tashi as tonight's gift winners. Okay? And everybody's going to have a chance to win. We remember names very well. Those that won the last time.
Yep.
We remember you guys. So once you guys win, we want to just let somebody else win. And then after we got everybody, we'll go back around and let everybody just have their way, however it goes, okay? But next time, I'll probably do a $25 offering, okay? So I love you guys so much. You know you're my family. You know you need me. Let me know. Call me. Inbox me. We have a bond that will never be broken, okay? Any other questions? Self-love is self-discipline. Please be sure to love yourself. Make time for yourself. It's okay to go out and treat yourself to something nice to eat. But it's not just really about that. Just know that you are worthy for this alone time. Some of us that don't even know ourselves. We've been catering to other people for so long. Self-love is self-discipline. And it's law. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. And I'll leave that with you. I love you. Happy new moon.